So my name's Carrie Becker. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, and I've been here for about a month. I guess I'm kind of half and half. I'm a photographer and a sculptor. I just want to work with materials that sort of are alluring for me. So there's a lot of fabric, there's a lot of plastics, that start off as a liquid, become solid, wax, foam. I'm still pretty new to sculpture, so I've really been working in this current direction for about 2.5 years. There's still a lot of basics that I'm trying to understand, which I don't think is a bad thing. In terms of construction and even just using my material because it's not a traditional thing. I like sculpture in a gallery, but I think it's interesting if you put it in a different context. I spent a few years in Kansas, and when I was out there, I noticed all of these abandoned houses. So I started taking my sculptures, which are still very new to me, and I'm not quite sure how I'm going to install them in the gallery. I don't know what their final form is going to be. Let's just take them out in the house and put them in there and see what happens, see how they can inform each other. So that's how emergent structures started. So before I went to graduate school, I was living in Chicago and I was working as a photo assistant, which was great, but it was a 40-hour-a-week corporate job. And because it felt like art in a sense, it felt like producing, which it was, I didn't really have a hobby at that point. It was just sort of my hobby is my work and vice versa, so now what? Strangely, and I had never been before, someone took me ice skating and I loved it. And I started going every single day after work and it was amazing. Well, skating in itself is incredibly artistic. What I do is not so much. But what I think that I get out of it most, you cannot pay attention to any other stressor in your life. So it's nice to be able to go to the rink and sort of get rid of anything else that might have been bugging me that day. Because you have to be so singularly focused in order to do a spin or do a jump that really you can only concentrate on your body and the ice, and that's pretty much it. Whatever I have going on in my life is just, it falls away, it's gone. I don't know if there's a huge correlation between my skating and my art. I've been told to put on crazy outfits and try to make crazy patterns on the ice and photograph it, and I'm like, I think the two things are separate, but if one thing does, again, inform the other, I think that it's being conscious of trying to nail the details.